okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
You know what they say, it's not paranoia.
If someone is out to get you, yeah. Third time this week. It's getting worse. First one was small stuff. This one could have hurt bad if I'd been closer.
That's not good. Sorry, understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that'd really help. I've sent the locations to your Omni tool. Just send me the data when you're done. No, I'm fine. And I don't know, it just blew up.
Find out why. Be careful.
Zara Kellis,
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
What? No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here. I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one. So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Kellis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Patel's. A third party seems likely.
Looks like someone is using both you and Raj to cover their tracks.
They'd need pretty high-level access for that. Still, it's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams. I bet we could find something there.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams. Raj, you there?
Yes. How did it go? Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it. This file is useless. Let's check another. And another scrambled file.
Coincidence seems unlikely.
Let's check another. This file is also corrupted. Definitely not a coincidence. You'd need pretty high clearance to mess with the security camera files. Somebody working for Kandros, maybe.
That is the most probable scenario.
Think you can get enough out of the files to find a match using biometric scans, Sam?
The files were badly scrambled, but if I combine all the available identifiers, it might work. Based on the limited information available, we are looking for a human male, assigned either to the Nexus or Hyperion. You will need to conduct scans from close proximity.
Got it.
Scan results show a partial positive. Target is most likely suspect.
Dale Atkins, right? We need to talk.
Look, not to be rude, but I have work to do.
We know what you've been up to. You're done here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just doing my job, that's all.
Proof says you've been up to no good.
Figures. Screw this. Screw all you hypocrites on this station. You weren't here when they kicked out our loved ones. Mutiny? We just wanted answers. My sister is out there. I don't even know if she's alive or...
Whatever happened back then, hurting people now makes no sense.
What do you know? I don't care what you think. The mutiny leaders were right to demand to know what was going on.
You could have hurt people. Killed them.
Like those who got killed when the leadership had the Krogan stomp on my friends? I'm done talking. I confess, it was me. Do whatever you want.
We can't let you stay on board. There's no saying what else you're capable of.
Wait, you'd let me go?
If you call exile letting you go, sure. You leave and you don't come back.
I'll leave.
This body's Omni tool has a door access code.
Not the important part, Sam.
We knew some were lost, Ryder. We weren't told they were left.
Wonder how many are out there. Too many. Lexi, update Nexus records on Harwell, Theo J, and get a recovery shuttle out here.
Good idea. If he's got family, they deserve closure.
We'll give them more than closure. We'll finish what he started.
Pathfinder, another deceased colonist.
If you get me their name, I'll update the records and tag the body for recovery.
Pavlov, Amira S.
Got it. Thanks, Ryder.
Anton, Darren T. Can't undo what happened, but we can make sure he's remembered.
That we can, Pathfinder.
Not shot, he was just pummeled to death. Did the cat do this? We haven't seen something like this yet. West, Porter M. Get that, Lexi?
Yes, Pathfinder. Records updated.
Lexi, I've got another one.
Standing by. Waiting for your scan.
Y'all are Thysa.
Records updated, Pathfinder.
Until the end. Very Turian.
Lexi, update.
Portable cover of Ket design.
Didn't bother to take it with them.
It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
Oh my, So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have. There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit. Please, tell Nilken I love him.
Help you?
Pathfinder Ryder, here to see Nilken Rensis.
Ah, a murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilken, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanting to chat with you.
A Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
Your wife's all broken up over this. She says you didn't do it, and that she loves you.
She's a wonderful person. At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
So when he was killed, people assumed you did it?
For good reason. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
It'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
No news on the Turian Ark yet? Or is this militia business?
I spoke with Nilken Rensis, the man found guilty of the murder on Eos.
Yes, our first murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed by one of our own. The mutiny here on Nexus was probably inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
So there was a trial, and he was found guilty.
It was short and decisive. Despite the lack of physical evidence, everything added up. His only defense was, "Trust me, I didn't mean to do it."
And you assume he's lying.
What's a lie to a murderer? Look, knock yourself out. A key witness, Cassidy Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder. The Nexus versus Colonist Nilken, Evidence 7A.
Hiram! Hiram! They've seized the compound! Call for evacuation!
We're not giving up, Nilken. We're taking it back.
No! I'm not letting your ego get us killed! Even if I have to... No! Get him off me! Get him off me!
Cassidy Shaw? I'm Ryder. I'm looking into the Nilken murder case.
Oh man, I thought that was over with. Have you heard the audio recording of their fight?
Yes.
I helped pull him off Chief Reynolds. You could see it in his eyes. He was gonna kill him. Then in the sandstorm, I had a pretty clear view of the Chief. He looked right at Nilken and shouted no. Then his chest burst open. I'll never forget it. The look on his face was pure shock.
Reynolds was leading you back to retake the compound. Did you agree with that?
It wasn't my place to agree or disagree. He was ranking officer. In retrospect, it is ironic. If he hadn't been killed, we all probably would have died.
Did you see any Ket in the vicinity?
Nilken said so, but not that I could see. Still, the sandstorm was severe. Visibility wasn't great.
Did Nilken seem remorseful?
I lost sight of Nilken in the turmoil. When we found him, he seemed in shock. He couldn't speak. He looked nauseated. Could have been guilt. The reality of the act sinking in.
If they'd fought and Nilken threatened to kill him, why was Reynolds surprised?
Fronts fight, say things they don't mean, maybe even hurt each other. But you don't expect your best friend to shoot you. To me, that's the saddest part. The Chief's heart was broken right before it exploded.
I appreciate the information.
Of course. It kills me we had to leave him behind. He deserved a proper funeral.
So the body was never examined? Important piece of a murder investigation.
Tian wouldn't allow a mission to go back for him. Said it was too dangerous.
Something I can help you with?
I'm looking into the Nilken Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to Eos and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm here to serve.
This is where Chief Reynolds died.
Sandstorms would have buried the body long ago. I suggest scanning.
Karkins.
Pathfinder, there is an armor piece buried deep. A leg bracer. Scan indicates tissue and bone fragments clinging to it. DNA identified as Chief Reynolds. Indications suggest his body was torn to pieces.
So the Chief became Karkin food. Circle of life can be gruesome.
The remaining armor will be scattered, or perhaps brought to a nest. The chest piece and his Omni tool may explain his death.
Then we keep searching and scanning.
Another armor piece. Chief Reynolds' helmet.
The search continues.
Pathfinder. The scan has picked up Chief Reynolds' chest piece, confirming single shot. Unable to determine weapon type, but entry point was at the back. Exit blast through the chest.
By all accounts, Nilkin was in front of the chief when he fired. So it wasn't his shot that killed him.
The Chief's Omni tool might shed some light. Picking up additional armor scraps. I believe it's a trail leading to a cave nearby.
Could be where the nest is located. It's a Karkin nest, all right. Fan out.
Confirming initiative equipment, including Omni tool assigned to Security Chief Hiram Reynolds. If you power it up, I can exhume its data. Accessing data. The Chief was scanning at the time of death. The scan picked up 2 shots. One, a standard initiative rifle report, which missed. The other from behind, a Ket pulse weapon.
This proves Nilkin is innocent. He didn't shoot Reynolds.
Seems clear to me. Good work.
Pathfinder, there is also an audio recording.
Go ahead and play it.
No! Where's Nilkin?
Sorry, old friend. Had to do it. I'm not dying on this rock.
Son of a bitch.
Confirming. Voice identified as suspect Nilkin. So he did not kill the Chief.
But he meant to. Need another chat with the man.
I hear you went down to EOS. Did you find anything to help my case?
An enemy blast to the back killed the chief. Your shot missed.
What? You're kidding me. Thank the spirits. This is great.
Hold on there. The chief's Omni tool recorded you over the body. Sam, play back.
Sorry, old friend. Had to do it. I'm not dying on this rock. Shit.
Not only did you think you killed him, you meant to.
But you just said I didn't, so it doesn't matter, right? The conviction will have to be overturned. The sentence thrown out.
Director Tan will determine what's to be done. You did try to cover it all up.
Look, I'm sorry I lied, but if my shot missed, I'm innocent. Plain and simple.
We'll see about that.
Something I can help you with?
Director, I checked out that murder. Nilkin didn't do it, but there's proof that he meant to.
This is unfortunate. We're trying to give the people a sense of stability, leadership they think they can count on. And we're setting precedent for justice here in Andromeda. Now this, a convicted murderer who didn't commit the murder.
These things are almost never black and white.
I know. If we suppress the evidence and uphold the conviction, we're banishing a man for a crime he technically didn't commit. If we throw the conviction out, we're freeing a man who tried to take matters into his own hands, then covered it up. Your investigation complicated this. You should take responsibility for the outcome. Do we still exile him for murder?
He intended to kill the chief. He pulled the trigger, believed he'd done it. Banish him.
Agreed. Sometimes we must rule with our hearts. I hope my conscience will be as clear as yours seems to be. Well, at least we'll have this sordid business behind us.
My, look who's crossed my path. Pathfinder Rider. Remember me? The innocent man you exiled?
Nilkin runs this, so you found your way to Katara.
Not many places Mariette and I could have ended up. Other than dead, of course.
Your wife deserves to be happy. Do right by her.
Well, we agree there. I know I put her in a difficult situation. That day on EOS, I did what was necessary to survive. Mariette sees that. Turns out this life suits us. There's freedom in living by your wits. And we've had to rely on each other completely.
glad some good has come of this.
I'm sure you've been racked with worry. I suppose I should thank you. So thank you, Pathfinder. I'll give Mariek the best.
This component was security tagged for Site 2.
Looks like they had some sort of special project going. Let's find the rest.
Pathfinder, a maintenance bulletin was issued at the time of shutdown.
What does it say?
Run.
Don't let it grab you!
Override, close it! Tempest, we have an unknown enemy. Evac the Pathfinder.
Whoa, hold on.
No go, Harper. We have to lay low. Ket are inbound to your location.
Ket and that thing? Son of a... Clear? We're clear!
No wonder Site 2 failed. Brazilian or not.
You'd think there'd be more bodies. Not that I'm complaining.
Not a lot left behind for a massacre.
What if they were removed?
We know the Nexus didn't bother picking up the bodies.
You don't think it could have been the Ket?
That's a bad thought.
Schematics for Special Project Sigma. They were building something, but there are parts missing. This must be the project they were salvaging at Site 1. A way to fight the Ket.
We could finish it.
All components at Site 2 had security tags, compiling possible nav points.
Got a component for Site 2's project.
All Site 2 components are accounted for.
Let's head to Site 2's research station and see what good they do. Initiative's not military. They weren't prepared for an ambush.
Nice. Let's get to a research station, see what we've got.
What's the trouble?
I've got power shortages throughout the station. I can't for the life of me find the cause. Oh, whoa, you're the Pathfinder. Hey, sorry, please ignore me. You've got way more important things to do.
Power to the Nexus is pretty important. I'm happy to help.
That's great, because I'm at a loss. There are obvious short circuits cropping up all over the place. A Pathfinder's eye might reveal something.
There's a power short here. We could scan the area.
We invite you to visit our merchants in the next... More practical to build these vaults and have a look around.
An animal did this?
Affirmative. I am able to track it.
Can't read my own writing. 343.
Pathfinder, I believe you found the culprit responsible for the power shortages.
Rushan, that's not funny.
Alert Professor Herrick to come secure it.
I can't believe this is really happening. Thought we'd be stuck here forever, or until the aliens killed us. We built this camp from what remained of our stasis pod. If we leave, we can't abandon our wreckage. There's debris we couldn't get to out there. We have to take it with us.
Anything from the crash belongs to the Initiative. It'll go back to the Nexus with you.
Good. No telling what's still intact. Don't want hostile aliens using it against us. If you find anything from Ark Natanis, tag it for recovery. Oh, and thank you.
Ark Natanis debris, tagged for salvage. 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 Readings indicate all Turian wreckage on Haval has been found.
Good. Tell our salvage teams to get busy removing them.
Hey, can you help me with something?
Got it. Over here.
Impressive shot.
Been tracking that thing all day. Thanks for the help.
Do I get to meet the mystery sniper?
Only right. Come find me. There you are.
Nice shot back there.
Thanks. My father taught me as soon as I was old enough to hold a gun.
I'm glad I'm not on the business end of that thing.
As long as you're not Cat, you're safe.
You ever shoot Remnant out here?
I don't see them too often. I heard there's a big one somewhere, but I never found it.
Do the Cat come around here a lot?
Only some. Resistance patrols keep most from getting through. I pick off the stragglers. Usually wraiths like the one you helped me with.
You ever miss one?
Miss? Never.
You ever think of joining the Resistance? They'd be lucky to have you.
I want to, but my family would never allow it. Not after my brother.
Your brother was a sharpshooter too.
How'd you... Jarl? Stars, you were his friend.
He was a good man. Fought hard for his people.
I want to follow his example, but my family...
This is your call.
This is what you truly want.
It is. I want to help.
Then tell them. I've met your father. He'll listen.
You're right. It's time I speak to my family.
Are you here to observe the Yavara?
What are the Yavara?
Walk onto the frozen lake and you'll see them beneath the ice. They've lived on Vold for millennia. Stories about the Yavara are the only Angaran folktales that survive the Scourge. They're beautiful, intelligent creatures, our closest tie to our past.
And now your people will poach them right out of existence.
Something I should know about?
24 Yavara have been killed since outlaws of your kind landed on Vold to hunt. We have no resources to track these poachers, and the resistance is spread too thin.
At this rate, our only link to our history will disappear forever.
Ryder, the Yavara are vital to Angaran culture. We need to stop these hunters.
We'll do whatever we can to help.
We should hurry.
You said you have folktales about the Yavara.
Somehow, Yavara stories are the only ones that survive the Scourge. Most of them have the same theme. A Yavara's song is so beautiful, it can coax the sun out of hiding, reveal the stars.
Just stories, of course, but when your entire history is lost, stories are precious.
I see why the Yavara are important to you.
To all Angara. They're a symbol of what the Scourge took from us.
We can't lose them.
Tell me more about the Yavara.
They're amazing creatures, able to communicate through intricate songs. Long ago, we could have heard the songs in person, but the Scourge trapped the Yavara beneath the ice. Now we have to settle for static-filled recordings.
How do they survive under the ice?
No one knows. We've dedicated our lives to studying them, and we still can't find the answer. They're cut off from food and oxygen, yet they still persist. My colleague here has a theory they may be remnant.
We have no way of confirming this, of course.
I'll leave you to your work.
Ishare.
Here.
They must have continued following the Yavara.
Looks like the poachers have already moved on. Hold on, there's a datapad here.
These people, they have no idea what the Yavara mean to us.
I want to understand. Why are the Yavara so important?
Nearly all our traditional stories were lost in the Scourge. Except for tales of the Yavara unfold. How they sang from the oceans and lured the sun out of hiding. How in ancient times, they guided Angara ships to safe shores.
That's beautiful.
The Yavara are intelligent, amazing creatures. And they are being slaughtered. This must be the poacher's camp.
Some Something tells me they won't let us stroll in and chat.
I don't understand.
The people I hired shot at you, and you took care of them. I understand that. Now let's talk.
After all I've heard, I didn't expect that an Angara led these hunts.
Then you've been talking to the Angara here. I'm sure they told you the stories, how the Yavara are the only living history we have left. But these creatures might also hold the key to our war against the Ket.
Explain.
I've been performing tests. An enzyme in the Yavara's skin could treat the effects of Ket weaponry. If I'm right, our fighters could heal faster, push back against the Ket.
No. Not like this. The creatures are dying.
You see, my people would rather cling to tradition than think about the future.
Even if the enzyme helps, the Angara won't accept it when they know the source.
At first, maybe. But the Angara have always been survivors. In time, they'll see reason. Just let me continue my research for the future of my people.
Ryder, I don't know how to feel. I can't make this decision.
Sam, send her information to the Resistance.
Transmitting data.
I suggest you get off Vold before they get that info.
You're making a huge mistake.
I'll contact the commander. Thank you, Ryder. I think this is the right choice.
Pathfinder Ryder, it is wonderful to finally meet you in person. I'm Ari Vestchik, scholar and chronicler. I've followed your activity with great interest.
Chronicler? Like a historian?
Quite so. Denied memory of the past or hope for the future, we become dust in a void.
That's a wonderful sentiment.
My grandmother's words. She set me on this path. It is my life's work to document the events that shape our world. The arrival of visitors from beyond the galaxy is a significant development, of course.
Is there anything we can do to help your work?
I have always been curious about how the Ket invasion began. They must have records of first contact, and we have none of our own.
Where would you get that information?
The Ket are a military people. They must have logs. Perhaps they can be accessed from their base on Vold. Approaching it would be foolhardy. Still, if you find yourself there, please see what you can find.
Why don't the Angara have records of first contact with the Ket?
Those who were there cannot tell their tales. Dead or disappeared. There are stories, rumors. No one knows for sure what happened.
I'll leave you to your work.
Of course. I hope to speak to you in less frantic times. I'd love to hear about your people.
This is a Ket defense matrix. Destroying it will disable all sentry turrets and unlock access to the secure storage structure. The defense matrix has been destroyed. The secure storage structure is now unlocked.
All right, let's see what the Ket reporting.
Logs on Angara First Contact isolated Pathfinder.
Wow, it sounds like some of the first Angara the Ket found were coerced into working with them. We should show this to Ari Vestchik.
I've entered the destruction of the Ket on Vold into my records, so we remember. But did you find anything of note in the Ket databases? Anything about the start of their invasion?
This might be of interest.
This can't be right. It says some Angara volunteered information to the Ket. They betrayed their own people. They probably led the Ket to other Angara.
The Ket would have found more Angara on their own. It doesn't matter in the long run.
I do not find that reassuring, Ryder. And we'll never know for sure what their actions led towards. I can't include this in our history, Ryder. We can't be remembered like this. The conflict with the Ket will continue for years. We need hope, not crushing truths.
You can't just act like this never happened or make up some other story.
Pathfinder, that's all history is. Fact and conjecture blended to form a narrative.
How does the narrative that the Angara are perfect serve your purpose?
I thought it would keep morale from flagging. But perhaps we need to understand our own frailty. Thank you, Ryder. You've given me much to think about. Now I must get to work.
Pathfinder, I'm picking up some unusual readings from the nearby remnant site. You may wish to investigate.
Hey, human. You got a death wish?
Not as far as I know. Who's this?
Holger, Resistance. I'm hiding in a sniper nest 2 clicks from you. You're standing in a cat minefield. Didn't you notice the warning marker?
Obviously not.
That would explain the source of the unusual reading I detected. A coded beacon.
Can't believe you didn't trip any mines. Don't know how you'll get out in one piece either.
Scanning ought to show where the mines are buried.
One shot from a weapon will detonate a mine.
Better work fast. Cat patrols pass through pretty often. If you don't make it, I'll let the base know where to find your remains.
Disarmed, permanently. Mine down. Up. This is kind of fun. There. We've got a clear path out of this minefield.
Congratulations. Thanks for drawing the cat back here. They'll want to lay new mines. I'll make them pay for each one. If I see you around base, I'll stop and say hello. I'll go out.
Honor to meet you, Pathfinder. Initiative Pilot Marixus. I run supplies to your outposts.
What brings you to Aya?
Your survival supplies only Aya has. I'm waiting on clearance to enter the city, but it's taking too long. I understand their caution, but the outposts need these supplies. I have to get them, now.
They let me into the city. I can help.
I appreciate that. To start, EOS needs a way to produce food to support population growth. They've requested Kiloa seeds to begin their own crops. There's an agricultural scientist who might sell some.
I'll make sure to get those seeds.
Settlers on Kadara are suffering from a bacterial infection. They need Angaran antibiotics to fight it. A medic in the city should be able to help.
Got it. They'll have that medicine in no time. Weird question. You don't have any Kiloa seeds, do you?
Yes, I do. Need some?
My people on Kadara are fighting a bacterial infection. Do you have antibiotics?
Of course. Will this do?
It's perfect. I'll make sure EOS gets them. More of your outposts need help, if you have time. Volt's power grid is lagging without proper solar input. A solar amplifier would give them a boost. The solar technicians here may have the required parts.
I'll see what I can find. Here, I have the antibiotics for Kadara. Will the settlers be okay?
Once they have these, they'll be fine. I'll make sure they know who to thank.
You work on the solar panels. Do you have an amplifier for solar energy?
Nothing as big as these, but I have a smaller one on hand. Do you need it?
Here, I found the solar amplifier for Volt.
They'll be happy to see this. No more power outages. Thank you, Pathfinder. More of your outposts need help, if you have time. Eladin's water purifier can't keep up with demand. They're requesting one of those Angaran ionic filters. There are engineers who work in the aqueducts here. I'll bet they have what we need.
On it. One filter coming up. Do you work on water filtration here?
I designed the system for it.
Can you sell me an ionic filter? My people need it on Eladin.
If they're tough enough for Eladin, they deserve help. Here.
I managed to find an ionic filter for Eladin. Make sure they get it.
I'll get this delivered right away. They'll be relieved to have enough water.
Ready to fly, Path. What the?
Find something?
Something pinged us. An ID request. The Tempest auto-responded.
We'll keep an eye out in the sector.
Probe away.
That a satellite? Is that what pinged us in the sector?
It's pulsing an initiative call response code. Someone knows our tech inside and out.
Let's get a scan. What the hell happened?
Anti-trackback measure? Drive system overloaded. Not quick enough, though. I got a serial that has triggered an alert.
Pathfinder, we are to contact Director Addison as soon as possible.
What is going on?
Ryder, tell me about the satellite you found.
Director, what are you talking about?
My alert identified a ZK resource tracker. They're emergency tech, full of overrides so they can bypass protocol. They were designed by Dr. Zoe Jean Kennedy. She disappeared with the Exiles. If her tech has shown up, that could give someone a backdoor to steal from your outposts.
She disappeared with the Exiles, but you aren't calling her one?
She sympathized, but we'd never let an expert like that go. She was vital. But in the chaos, a lot of things, and people, went missing.
Why were these trackers allowed to bypass protocols?
They're supposed to be hubs, to rapidly track and pull resources if lives are at stake somewhere. That's why they weren't deployed. Tan didn't like anyone bypassing his rubber stamp.
If this satellite is new, how has it kept up with our security measures?
That's a very good question.
What was Dr. Kennedy's role in the initiative?
She designed the orbital beacons, forward stations, and half the kit in the Tempest. She'd ram an upgrade through before the requisition was on Tan's desk. Dr. Kennedy disappeared along with the Exiles. That was a big loss.
Pretty extreme to set up a personal alert. Why do that?
A lot of Dr. Kennedy's projects were unofficial.
But you backed them, like these trackers?
I don't want some asshole using my access codes to cut a backdoor into our resources, or Tan blaming me for it. But I also want to know what happened to her.
If we have to find the tech or the person, where do we begin?
You got a sliver of data from the first tracker. With more scans, maybe Suvi can assemble a point of origin. Obviously, these trackers are being deployed where initiative tech is concentrated. That means outposts. Try another outpost system, or place more. Maybe you'll draw them out, whoever they are.
And when we find them?
They're stealing our resources. My concern is Dr. Kennedy, her tech, their lives. In that order.
Tracker ahead. Looks active.
Ease up on it. We need a point of origin. That is when Twitchy's self-destruct.
Wait, just let me stick a predictive model in this fragment. There, a common vector, maybe a point of origin.
Good job. Let's go.
Pathfinder. This is the exact nav point indicated by the ZK trackers.
Right. Addison's request. Let's see if this helps us find her missing scientist.
Damn it. The shuttle's just a relay. But I think we can get in their feeds. Hold on.
Signal's through. Ready for coordinate transfer. Who the fuck? We've been found. Deadhead the comms.
Here we go again. I'm the Pathfinder.
A Pathfinder? One finally showed?
Harlan, stop talking.
Is that Dr. Kennedy? Are you okay? Director Addison is concerned about you and your tech.
Keep them talking, Ryder. Tracing.
All I want is to stop the stealing. I have outposts of people trying to start their lives.
Outpost starting lives, huh?
Let them see, Harlan.
They just forwarded Dr. Kennedy's medical profile. Ryder!
She's pregnant. That woman is pregnant.
That woman knows full well the state she's in.
Chemical blockers were standard for cryo. We were supposed to wait until we were stable.
And when was that going to be? Everything was going wrong. The Nexus had no plan. You're with Addison? Well, she fell in line with Tan, said we couldn't add new mouths until we were stable. But this wasn't about waiting until we could afford a house. We were dying. So I left, with enough meds for Harlan and I to get off the blockers.
How far along? Dr. Kennedy, how long?
8 months, give or take.
We're not going back. You're not getting my tech. We'll be fine without you. Tell Addison. Fuck it, don't tell her anything. Kill it.
They flashed the core. Couldn't get a trace.
Addison will want to hear about this. And I've got questions for her. Director Addison, I have a sighting on your missing Dr. Kennedy and her trackers.
She's alive?
And 8 months pregnant.
Fucking hell.
She wasn't abducted by exiles. She left because the Nexus had no plan. She said you didn't want people to try getting pregnant.
Of course I didn't. We had no worlds. We knew we would lose people. I wasn't going to watch babies die, too. Of all the stupid, irresponsible, selfish... She was always like this, even back on Earth. She talked me into this, and now... Now we have to save her tail.
Wait, what did Dr. Kennedy talk you into?
She's an old university friend. We were catching up and she mentioned a project she was training for.
The Andromeda Initiative?
She'd still be here if I wasn't forced to tell her no a year ago.
Dr. Kennedy seems to have a group with her. Stealing aside, she has support.
How long will that last? She's the smartest person I know, but she jumps without looking. Ryder, we have 2 speeches banked for the first child in Andromeda. Trust me, you want the one for the good outcome.
What was the timetable for stopping the contraceptives everyone got before cryo?
No way to tell. It was to be determined.
You had to know that would frustrate people.
It was the only answer we could give. The alternative was more mouths and more death.
We know how to find her. We find more of her ZK trackers.
Hopefully you can draw them out by placing more outposts. If she hasn't changed the protocol.
She's 8 months. She may be distracted.
This is a complete shit show. Find them, Pathfinder. The first human child in Andromeda can't just disappear.
Something's different, Pathfinder. An Angara signal in the tracker.
Try and get me the last message through.
Attached. We find the sources. Tech will give us initiative access. The breeder is also a symbolic target. No mercy.
Rokar targeting Dr. Kennedy. Suvi, do we have her?
Negative. We need another tracker.
Damn it.
Erratic. It's drifting. And I'm getting Ket drive wash.
Now the Ket are involved? Damn it. Get close.
Cal was right. Signs of Ket. But I'm getting data. The 4 trackers give us a point of origin on Vold.
That planet has no shortage of leftover Ket.
We don't want a baby near Exaltation. Or Rokar. We have to find them on Vold.
Mayday, mayday! Any initiative personnel, we need help!
This is the Pathfinder. There may be Rokar and Ket closing on you.
No, not now!
This does not sound good. Can you make a run for it?
Running is unlikely, Pathfinder. This is not the ideal time.
Tempest, Dr. Kennedy will need an escape vector ASAP.
Understood. Tell them to hurry.
We hear you, Doctor. Hold on.
I'm on someone else's schedule.
Turret! Looks like it needs power. Take them out! Kennedy's shuttle needs a path!
Let's do it. Give me a gun. My kind of girl. Let's go.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
They're too close! I'm taking off!
Wait until you're clear!
There's no time!
Got them! Are they safe?
What about it, Kennedy?
We're safe. He's safe.
Get clear, Doctor. But we have to wrap this up with Addison.
Understood, Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, I have Dr. Kennedy on the channel. She is very tired, but alive.
And the baby?
Lungs like a banshee, and safe.
And now that you're back in the fold, it's the Initiative's job to keep you safe.
This all started with tech that could steal Initiative resources.
Dr. Kennedy has graciously offered to return her research and any resources gained along the way.
I could always just purge all data.
No, thank you. We'll keep things simple. You and your trackers all safely accounted for.
Locking people up isn't the solution. We can't watch everyone all the time.
You had to comb the cluster and run a gauntlet to save them.
From what I've heard, they've done the same for every outpost. Your Pathfinder knows you can't keep this bottled. If you want us safe, make it all safe.
Prodromos is where we started our new lives. They'd love to welcome this one.
It's not too far, if you ever want to talk.
I haven't changed, Foster.
That's what I hoped you'd say.
You never said what name you chose. Maybe Pathfinder? It's not Ryder, is it?
No, it's David. David Edward, for an old friend. Goodbye, Ryder, and thank you.
Pathfinder, when you travel, do you meet many Angara?
Sometimes.
Have you met one named Lieta?
I don't think so. Why?
She was a salvager, made runs to Eladin all the time. When she landed, she would always stop here first. We climbed the dunes together, took in the view, talked for hours. Lieta had a hard time in this heat, so I said I'd make her a cryo bracelet.
I bet she appreciated that.
I never got the chance to give it to her. One day she just stopped coming. I don't know where she is, if I'll ever see her again.
You think something happened to her?
She could have taken a new job. Maybe she was sick of Eladin. But if there's even a chance she ran into trouble, I can't stand not knowing.
Tell me more about Lieta.
She's adventurous, optimistic. Her jokes could make a Krogan blush. In a place like this, she stood out. I think she'd stand out anywhere.
I could track her down for you. Make sure she's okay.
There's a salvage runner at the Paradise. She might know something.
I would like that. If you find her, will you give her the cryo bracelet? Tell her she can use it to visit me again. Thank you, Pathfinder.
You seem different from the other Krogan.
My father called me a Solarian in a Krogan body. Supposed to be an insult. Joke's on him, though. I like Solarians.
What are you doing up here?
Looking. Back home, we didn't have time to just stop and look.
Is life that different here?
It was all about survival. Here, we don't have to fight so hard. Of course, the older ones still think they have to fight. Maybe it's just in their blood.
Sounds like Helios was an easy choice for you.
New galaxy, new life. Not interested in being a merc like my father, or battling it out on Tuchanka. I almost didn't want to be packed into cryo for the journey. Wanted to see the whole thing.
Would have been pretty lonely.
Never been bothered by loneliness. The views would have been worth it.
I should get going.
You've survived the gang leaders and the worm so far. I'm impressed.
What happened to the other salvage runner? Lieta?
The Angara? Who's asking?
I am.
Lieta's dealt with enough. She doesn't need a Pathfinder poking around.
She has a friend here. He wants to make sure she's okay.
Yeah? Where was he when Lieta was in trouble?
Just tell me where she is.
I don't know. Her ship was gone, so I flew her to Kadara. I didn't ask questions. Talk to Colt Dalton if you want to know more. He's the docks manager on Kadara. She had to go through him to get anywhere.
Take it easy.
Always do.
The Tempest? Yeah, she's mine.
Hell of a ship. We don't get many like her. Colt Dalton, Kadara docks manager. Get strict orders from the Charlatan to take good care of you.
Awfully nice of them.
You'd know better than me.
How safe is it here?
Safety's a commodity on Kadara. Depends on how much you're willing to spend. The port's gun-free, but murder comes in all shapes and sizes. Still better than living outside the mountain. It's no man's land out there.
I was told you can help me find an Angara named Lieta.
No can do.
Why not?
I was generously compensated to keep my mouth shut. I'm a man of my word. I'm sure you understand.
Why would she pay you to cover her trail?
Not my job to ask questions. She wouldn't have told me anyway. We weren't exactly friends, but she treated me like a stranger the day she left. I shouldn't be telling you this. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Hey, I'm a good friend to have. You help me, and I'll help you.
Go on.
Everyone is scrambling to get on the charlatan's good side. I can get you there.
Sold. I can't tell you where she went. I can't stop you from taking a peek at my doc records either. Especially if you knew the passcode is 1837.
Got it. Thanks.
I don't know what you mean.
Does Kadara get a lot of traffic?
Since we moved in? Oh yeah. Kadara is one of the few planets in Helios with a functioning economy. Got Angara and exiles from all over Helios moving their cargo through this port.
Thanks for your time.
Back to work.
Jal, the records say Lieta went to Aya for recovery. She was injured.
It must have been bad if she was sent to Aya.
What happened on Eladin?
There's a resistance med center on Aya. That's where we'll find answers.
You're not supposed to be here.
Rorik sent me to find you. He wanted me to give you this cryo bracelet.
Rorik? I don't want it. Take it away. I want nothing to do with Rorik. With any of you.
You've been through a lot, haven't you?
You wouldn't want to hear about it.
Try me.
I was dumped by scavengers. Outsiders who left me for dead. I thought I could come to Aya and feel safe with my people. Forget what happened. And now you're here. Seems like no matter where I go, I can't escape outsiders. All of you need to just go away and leave me alone.
You were jumped by scavengers?
On Eladin. They said they had salvage to sell. I was stupid enough to follow them. Once we were alone, they attacked. Left me for dead. Took my ship and flew off-world.
How did you get back?
I walked. 3 hours on the dunes with a few broken ribs. Rode back to Kadara with another salvager.
I thought Aya wouldn't take anyone from Kadara.
They don't. I told them what happened and they welcomed me. Ephra took me in. He says I'm a fighter. Resistance material. I spent so long wanting more than what Angara worlds could give me. I was wrong.
You can't lose faith. Some of those outsiders care about you.
Like who?
Rorik, for one. He sent me to find you, didn't he?
You went to a lot of trouble for someone you didn't know. Why?
Lots of us are trying to bring some good to Helios. Like Rorik. Like me.
Rorik. I should have known he'd be worried about me. Can I see that bracelet again? He actually made it.
He said you can use it to visit him again.
It'll take me some time, but I think I can do that. I know Rorik. He'd blame himself if he knew what happened. It would be better if he didn't know the truth. It's your choice, but think about it.
Ever think you'd see anything so beautiful?
Sometimes I forget to stop and enjoy the view.
We could never see the horizon on Tuchanka. Too hazy.
I managed to track down Lieta for you.
You did? How is she?
Lieta was attacked by scavengers the last time she was here.
Is she okay?
She'll be fine, but needs time to get back on her feet. She'll visit you once she feels ready.
I always told her to trust the good in others. Look what happened.
You can't think like that. Sometimes things just happen.
At least I know the truth. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Tempest, this is Ryder. Nomad broke down in the middle of nowhere. We're stuck out here. Could use a pickup.
Sure thing, Ryder. Just let me... Oh, that's not good.
What happened?
Not sure. Problem with one of the thrusters. You'll have to hang tight while we figure out what's wrong.
Great.
Hello there. Looks like you could use a boost.
Who the hell is that?
Vehicle trouble. Gotta be careful in these parts.
One minute we were driving, the next we were dead in the sand.
I've seen this before. Pretty common out here. What with all these scavengers. I may have just the part you need to get you up and running. I'll give you a nav point to my camp. It's just around the bend.
We're in the middle of nowhere. How did you just happen to see us?
There'll be plenty of time for questions at my camp.
Thanks for this. I guess we owe you one.
Don't worry about it. Happy to help a fellow human.
How's it going over there? Can we get a lift?
Gil decided to make some adjustments while we were docked. The ship's grounded until further notice.
Ryder, it's Gil. Sorry about this. Thought you'd be gone a while, and yeah.
This is why we have protocols, Gil. Maintenance is scheduled.
If you'd come down and help me.
Someone needs to turn the key, so to speak.
I hate being stuck. It's making me edgy.
Ugh. Patience is a virtue, or something.
Something's up with this guy.
Components are scarce out here, but this board should do the trick. My backup. Just swap it out with your old one. She should start up good as new.
How can you possibly know this is the board we need?
Okay. I'll level with you. Maybe you couldn't tell from my fancy suit, but I'm a scav. Same as any other out here. Except I'm better with my hands than most. Even built a special EMP. I push a button, it fries any vehicle that gets too close.
You don't say.
Then I strip the vehicle and, dispatch anyone who doesn't want me to strip said vehicle. Quite the racket.
Wait, so you fried the Nomad? And now you want to kill us?
Well, when you put it like that, sure. But I had a change of heart when I realized you'd probably crush me.
Damn right.
Figured I'd offer what I can to help get you back on your way. No fuss, no muss, and no hard feelings. For a price, of course.
Seriously?
Yes.
Do you pull this scam often?
I don't usually wait long enough to talk. The dead go all in, so consider yourself lucky.
We need that board, and I can't let you keep doing this to people.
If not me, someone's gonna profit. But suit yourself.
Let's collect that board and get out of here. I bet he has a whole case of these somewhere. All right, let's give it a try. It worked.
I don't think I properly thanked you for the rescue back there. So, thank you.
Have you used those gas pods yet?
Running more tests as we speak. I think I can repurpose a small amount as a defensive measure against scavengers. Although I think that might upset some of the locals. They like a fight once in a while.
So, you and Kesh.
Yeah, we actually knew each other before we came to Helios. But it wasn't until we worked together on the Nexus that we really got close. I really care about her, Ryder. Drac doesn't hate me, does he?
I'm right here. And no, I don't.
Actually, I have a favor to ask you, Ryder.
What kind of favor?
Well, I, developed a certain kind of flowering plant, and I might have named it after Kesh. I was thinking, the next time you're on the Nexus, maybe you could give it to her from me?
Seriously?
You're adorable, Vorn. Hand it over.
And tell her this flower couldn't grow on Tachanka, but has a new life here. Just like us.
What are you working on in here?
Mostly developing hardier strains of Milky Way plants, so they can survive here. Mixed results so far. Fruit-bearing plants seem to do the worst, unfortunately. At least with a vault online, my job is a little easier.
See you around, Vorn.
Come back soon.
Vorn wanted me to give you this.
Plant?
A flower. He says it couldn't grow into Chunka, but it has a new life here. I think he was trying to be romantic.
Sentimental fool. Spending his time growing flowers. It's a waste of time. Has no benefit to Krogan's survival.
Does that mean I should return it to Vorn?
No. I'll keep it. It's sweet, actually. Don't tell him that.
Nothing more for now.
See you later.
Thanks for watching.